So I'm here on Wreck Beach, Vancouver's famous clothing optional nude beach, and I had the brilliant idea of coming on a really cold day so that I wouldn't see anyone or be seen by anyone. You know what they say about nude beaches, it's never the people you want to see naked that go there. I'm living proof of that today. But I happened to come on the day when the sun came out and it's beautiful and a little bit warm, so I'm a little nervous that other people are gonna show up, but let's just make the best of it. So why am I here? Well, because this beach is the perfect metaphor for the terrifying process of launching a YouTube channel. The question that I'm facing personally is, am I willing to strip away pretense? Am I willing to be vulnerable? Am I willing to, figuratively speaking, expose myself? I think a lot of us Christians, especially those of us that are leaders or pastors, we get really good at being kind of fake. I don't think we mean to, it's just that we know how to put on the garb of Christianity, you know, say all the right words, use all the right language, hide behind our catchphrases. And yet one of the most difficult things, most challenging things, is to start taking all of that off. And that's what I want to do on this YouTube channel. I want to learn to be real. And not just fake real, not just I've got my whole life figured out and now I'm coming to give all my neat answers, but real, where I'm talking about the struggles that I'm facing. I'm talking about the challenges that I'm facing. And honestly, that's scary. It's scary to be vulnerable. It's scary to think about asking the questions out loud that I'm asking. It's scary to be honest about the struggles that I'm having, the places where I suck at being a Christian, the places where I have doubts and challenges. And yet, that's what I want to do. You know, the real question that I'm facing is, do I have the guts to take the risk of actually being myself?
This train is...
My name is Joshua Eugene Harris, and I'm living a backwards life. Did you ever see that movie Benjamin Button, where the guy is born old and then throughout his life he steadily gets younger? I can relate to that in a sense because I have lived my life out of the normal sequence of events. When I was 21, I wrote a best-selling book called I Kissed Dating Goodbye. More on that later. When I was 30, I became the pastor of a megachurch. And now, at age 40, for the very first time, I'm going to school. I would not recommend this sequence. That is not the way you're supposed to do it. I'm married to Shannon. We have 3 kids, Emma age 16, Joshua Quinn age 14, and Mary Kate who is 10. Last summer, I stepped down from the church that I led and moved my family all the way across the country, across the continent, from DC to Vancouver, BC. So now I live in Canada, and I'm going to a graduate school of theology called Regent. Needless to say, this is a really strange time in my life. I've been a pastor for 17 years. Now all of a sudden I'm not a pastor, and I'm having to learn what it means to follow Jesus when it's not my job, when it's not tied to a role. I've been the teacher for all these years. I've been the guy up front talking. Now I'm the person in the seat listening and learning. It's good for me. I'm the guy who wrote I Kissed Dating Goodbye. Now I'm the dad of teenagers, and they have some opinions about my book. So here are the kinds of videos that you're going to find on this channel. It's going to be very eclectic, but these are the categories. Number 1, learning. I want to share with you the things I'm learning in my own walk with God. Things I'm learning at school, things I'm learning from friends, things I'm learning from strangers, books that I'm reading, people that I find interesting. Number 2, family. Sometimes I'll share videos that just show our family and the adventure of setting up a new life in Vancouver, BC. My wife, my kids, they're crazy, they're fun, you're gonna love them. Number 3, ridiculous. Now, this category is very important to me because I love to laugh and I love to make other people laugh. And a lot of times I'll just be making videos that have no spiritual significance. It's just me having a good time and expressing my weird sense of humor. Number 4, spirituality. I'm fascinated by the topic of what it looks like to engage with God in a deep way in a culture that is increasingly shallow. I'm talking about the real social media online world that all of us live in, entertainment, distraction all around us, and yet we have this longing that God has put in us to know Him deeply and to walk with Him. And you know what? Honestly, that's really hard. I want to talk about that subject and what other people are learning and what I'm learning on my own journey with God. Okay, so this is my beard trimmer, and I use it to trim my beard. What do you think I was going to say? I like to put it on setting number 4. I don't know if you can see that. Setting number 4. And I trim my beard probably at least once or twice a week because I cannot stand the way that it feels when it gets long. It gets itchy, and it really bugs me. But here's the deal. I know that once I start this YouTube channel, like after the first video, I'm gonna wanna chicken out. I'm gonna wanna stop. People aren't gonna like it, it's not gonna be that great, it's gonna be a lot of work, it's gonna be scary, and so I'm gonna wanna give up. And so I am making the commitment, forcing myself, I am making the commitment that I am not going to trim my beard until I have done 40 videos. 40. Why 40 videos? Well, because 40 is a very biblical number. During the flood, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Moses was on the mountain for 40 days. The children of Israel wandered in the desert for 40 years. Jesus, when he went out and fasted in the wilderness, was there for 40 days. Jezebel was eaten by 40 dogs. King Solomon had 40 wives named Zelda. I may have made up a couple of those. This is the last time that I am trimming my beard for possibly a long while. This is my way of making sure that I don't give up. I might look like one of the guys from Duck Dynasty by the end of this, but I am gonna make at least 40 videos. The itchiness alone is gonna force me to make videos. Short beard. So a couple of weeks ago, I was on Twitter, just having a good time. I was making some jokes about being elected world dictator. It was dumb, but it was fun. This guy tweeted back to me, and he said, "This is tiresome, this is annoying," and then he used the hashtag, "Stop ruining your reputation." And when I saw that, I froze up for a second. I was like, oh my gosh, what will people think of me? I'm being dumb. And then I paused, and I realized, you know what? This stupid little interaction on Twitter captures what this time in my life is all about. Am I going to play it safe and just be who other people expect me to be, want me to be? Or am I willing to take risks? Am I willing to put myself out there? Am I willing to try to find my own voice? The voice that God has given each of us to represent and to express His message to the world. And so the answer is, darn it, yes I am. I'm going for it. I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I'm diving in. So freaking cold. I hope you'll stick around. Please subscribe. Please like our videos, even if you don't like them. Please tell other people about the channel. It's gonna be a wild ride.